folks, welcome back to our channel. Glad you could follow along. As we said in the last video, we're going to be starting to get the tractor and the equipment ready for the fall and winter. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get the mower off, and then we're going to clean the tractor up and get the loader on and make sure everything's working well for the winter. And so let's start doing that. As you can see, the mower gets pretty dirty. I've got a little leak here in my remotes. A couple of my remote lines are, the quick connects are leaking, so I'm going to be changing those. And so it drips on there, and that's why they get so dirty. But we'll wash her off first, so let's take the tractor out and clean it first. Get the tractor all cleaned up now, and before I wash this, I'm going to scrape some of the stuff. It's a lot of grease and leaves and stuff on it, so I'm going to take the covers off, open it all up, clean it a little bit, and then we'll power wash it. So we got this all nice and cleaned up. Power washer does a great job. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to look around, going to check the belt. Looks good. The pulleys, make sure nothing's broken. I usually try to give it a good look over. I don't want to have to spend time in the spring to work on it. All the wheels look okay, reasonably intact. Nothing's wobbling too crazy. Take a look at the U-joints. They're all right. Nothing's falling apart. Gearbox isn't gushing oil. And then I usually look over it a little bit. I've had cracks in this. As you can see, I've had to weld it up. There's been cracks. So I try to keep on it. Any cracks or rod holes, I try to fix up. There's some more places I've had to fix up. So this deck's over 30 years old, so and I can't replace it unless I get another used one. And so I just have to keep this one going. So I'm going to give all the pulleys a shot of grease, the wheels, shot of grease, the U-joints, and the slider. And then we're going to check the gearbox oil. So let's do that. Quarter-inch Allen key. This is our little level plug. These gearboxes are very expensive, so I want to make sure you check the level in them. 80-90 gear oil. And you basically use this like an eyedropper. So it starts coming out that level hole. Honey pours very slowly. Stuff's like honey. Pours very slowly. Takes a while, but you're not really putting much in. If you try to pour it too fast, it just bubbles up the top. If you can see it coming out there. This little cap here, that's also a vent. So you always make sure that's on the top. If you buy another gearbox, sometimes this vent could be at different positions depending on the position of the gearbox. So now the last thing to check will be just the, once it dries, I'm going to check the bottom for any rust, fix that, and what I usually always do is whatever rattle can I have kicking around, whatever color, I'll spray that on it, and that'll protect the bottom. This shaft here has a grub screw right there, and it also has a spring pin that goes right through it. And I've had issues with the spring pin sliding out and the grub screw coming loose. Even though I've drilled the key, it still seems to come out. And so what I did is I ran some mechanics wire right through the spring pin twice. Tightened it up, and I used a little tie wrap there to hold it down. And haven't had any problems for the last 5-6 years. So if anybody's had this issue, this seems to help. So after we got our mower deck all cleaned up, started inspecting it, and as you can see, I got some rot going on here, some cracks, and I've got another little crack over here. So over here I've got a little patch. I'm just going to put over here. Made that up. That'll fit in there quite nicely. And I've made another piece in here. I made up another piece. Not quite as heavy as this, but it's definitely better than what's here. So I'm going to be cutting this out. I just figured I'd show you guys before I cut it out, because it's going to have to come out in pieces. I just can't get in there with the grinder very well. And I'll show you after I've got it cut out and the new one ready to go in. Well, I got that section cut out. This is what it looked like with all the rust. So I've got a patch piece made for here. That took a while. And a patch piece for here. And so now I'm going to weld them in. Wish me luck, I don't blow this thing full of holes. And I'll show you when I got it tacked in. Got my patches in place. Didn't blow holes through it, so I guess I got good metal behind it. So now I just got to finish burning them in. Watch your eyes. Okay guys, that's it. It's all welded up. Let it cool. I'm going to spray a little bit of rust converter on it, and then I'll spray whatever kind of spray paint I got. Hey guys, we're outside in our paint booth, which is outside, and I'm going to try this rust converter. Now I just bought that this summer, and I bought it to use in my pickup truck. I had some rust bubbles around the fenders, and I figured I would try it, so I cleaned them off, sprayed them with this rust converter, then I painted over it. It's only been a few months. We'll see how it works. I'm going to try it on this. If anybody else has tried it, let me know. And yeah, we'll see if it works. Okay, it says to let it dry. We'll give it a few minutes, and then we'll see whatever color of paint we can find to put on this. Yeah, dry already. Pretty good. So our color of choice today, we have a metallic silver, a chrome look. Must have used it for some project. It's almost full. Not going to use it for anything else, so it'll work fine on here. And it might even look pretty. You can tell I'm a professional painter. Not. So if nothing else, it might scare the rust away. Sure looks pretty. Last thing is put the blades back on. Sharpened all the blades, so she's ready to go for next year. That's it for the mower. Well, the last piece is on now. We got the blower. I gave this blower a good going over last spring when I took it off. I greased all the U-joints, checked for all the loose bolts and the auger, everything's good. I greased the chain, checked the oil in the little gearbox there, so she should be all set to go. Almost done. Looks like we got the tractor ready just in time. It's our second morning now. We have ice on the pond. So I almost forgot one more thing. I have to put the snow tires on my wife's car and then we'll be all set. So that's next. These are our snow tires. They look rusty and cruddy. Even though I paint them every year, the salt really plays havoc with them. So I got a little wire brush thing and I'm just going to go over them, give them a little bit of rattle can, and they're ugly on the car no matter what. The alloy wheels look so much better, but I'll just try to make these look as good as possible. We're back in our paint booth, which is kind of outside. I painted 3 of them with 2 coats of trim-clad semi-gloss black. And the one that was the rustiest, I tried some of that rust converter again. So I put 2 coats on that. I'm letting it dry, and then I'm gonna give it 2 coats of black. I'll mark the back, and in the spring we'll see how they are. So this is my wife's car. It'd be a lot nicer if it was cleaner, but these are the alloys. They don't look too bad. And now it's time to put the winders on. So there you go, a little bit of rattle can restoration. Not quite as ugly as when they were rusty. Not as nice looking at the alloys. And again, I know it'd look a lot better if I washed it. So that'll be the next project. And, hey guys, looks like we're all ready. We've got the blower on. Tires and chains on the car. So we're getting a little dusting of snow now. But we got that all ready. And got the big trailer hooked up on the truck now. And that'll be for our next project. Make sure to follow along. That should be the next video. Catch you then. Please like and subscribe.